tuning in to this month's episode of the Benton School District Podcast, a look at the world of the Benton Zephyrs.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the Benton School District Podcast. This is our second ever episode. We released one on May 1st, and it is June 1st. I'm actually recording this on June 1st. We had a very specific reason for that. We have a special guest later, and it was very difficult finding time to get a hold of her in order to record her interview, so looking forward to that. This month, we're going to keep things a little shorter. Last month was about 35, 40 minutes long. I'd like to keep this even less than that for sure. And plus, we just don't have as many events on the calendar as we did for May and April, so we should be able to have no problem keeping that at a minimum. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of the last month and then a preview of the coming month and summer, because I don't plan on doing one for July 1st. And maybe not even August 1st. I'm going to retool some things, figure some things out with this, keep doing some testing, and then we'll be back either August or September. But anyways, we're gonna run down here what happened in the month of May, and May was absolutely bonkers. We had a lot of things going on. First thing we had was May the 4th, so we had some cool videos and projects with that. So if you have a chance, head over to our social media and check out the post from May 4th. Which is Star Wars Day, in case you don't know. May the 4th be with you. We also had School Lunch Hero Day. That was May 5th, and thanks to our three awesome people in the cafeteria there, that's Angie, Gina, and Katie. They do an awesome job every day getting lunches and breakfast ready, and then also, especially like I said in May, with all the field trips, they have to plan and pack all those sack lunches for kids every day, and it gets crazy. And that's going to be a repeated statement, I'm sure, today, but it's just, yeah, it's nuts. So, and then we just had a lot of cool projects going on. And again, social media, you can find us at Benton Zephyrs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We don't use Twitter as much, and we don't use Snapchat and TikTok as much, but we do have those as well, all at Benton Zephyrs. And again, you can also find our website, benton.k12.wi.us, has a lot of updates on it. And then also, for sports updates, BentonZephyrs.com. The sports schedules are up to date there. Sports are winding down, though, so not a whole lot on there at the moment. But anyways, lots of cool projects and stuff like that, so always be sure to check out those social media platforms, and you can see what our students are doing on a day-to-day basis. We had prom on May 8th. That was Saturday, May 8th, and it was a fun night of prom. We had a great night of dancing. The kids were doing awesome. They were really into it. They were having a lot of fun. And then we also had a really cool post-prom. But first of all, the regular prom dance. The Grand March is on our YouTube page. You can find that there. Nathan Kelleher and Anna Richardson were crowned king and queen. And like I said, the kids had a blast, so it was really, really cool. And then post-prom, there was a hypnotist. And I didn't record it. I asked him if we could record it, and he's kind of like, maybe not, because kind of like a stand-up comedian, it's their act, so he doesn't want it out there. But we did post some pictures and things like that on our social media, and it was funny. The kids did a great job. You know, the funny thing with Benton is that he had 30-some chairs up there for people to get hypnotized, and when 30 people went up, there was about 15 left in the crowd. Fortunately, not everybody could be hypnotized, so the crowd ended up being bigger than the number of people being hypnotized. So, and it was fun. They did a lot of crazy ones. I'm just trying to think back to specific ones. He had them dance into Katy Perry music, and he had one of our students think that they were Katy Perry, and it was just the kids had a blast. They really enjoyed it. So prom overall, just a great thing, and thanks to Mrs. Dressler and Mrs. Litticoat, who do a ton of work getting prom ready to go. And then also this year we had Mr. Austin, our shop teacher, who did an awesome job getting some of the stage and stuff ready to go, or the set, I should say. And then also the Munson family, they donated a lot of time and effort and props for prom this year, and it showed. It was a like I said, very well decorated. We had a lot of field trips, as I've said multiple times already. A couple times we've had students go to John Deere this month, which was just a great opportunity. They had like a bike lab, and we had students go there, and it was a great experience. And then we also had John Deere come to our school one day and teach some welding stuff in Mr. Austin's classes, which was, again, just a great experience. We have those welders in our shop area that went unused for a long time, just because they were just not kept up or anything like that. And a couple years ago, they fixed them up, and they've been using them on and off. But it was really good to have somebody come in with some real practical experience and show the kids some neat tricks on those. So that was awesome. The senior trip was to Chicago. We talked about that last month a little bit. I was fortunate enough to get to chaperone that trip. It was a great trip. We had a lot of fun. We started off the morning very early, leaving here about 6 a.m. We got to Chicago, and the first thing we did was we did a boat tour where we got to see the architecture of downtown Chicago. You went on the boat tour down through like the canal and things like that, the Chicago River, and it was very, very interesting and very informative, actually. And then after we got done with that, the kids had a little break. They got to walk around Navy Pier, check some things out, and then they had a Segway tour where they went all over Chicago there for a little bit with a guide. Had a lot of fun with that. Then we had to head down to what is now the Willis Tower. It was the Sears Tower back when I was a kid, and we went to the top of that. That was very, very cool. They actually have platforms now that you can like walk out on and like look down, and it's just a glass floor. Kind of creepy, but it was fun, and just a cool experience. And then we went to the Hard Rock Cafe downtown right there by the Sears Tower. We were going to go to Giordano's Pizza, but just based on proximity and having a bus in downtown Chicago, it was just easier to find a place close by, so that's where we ended up going. And again, we posted all of our pictures of our seniors this month, their senior pictures, everybody that graduated, including our 2 foreign exchange students that walked across the stage, and we're sorry to see them go. And we have 4 foreign exchange students this year, so and that we appreciate them being Zephyrs this year. We had the portable observatory come to school, where students got to go in and learn about the night sky and some other things. It was a lot of fun for them. That's something that we get from CISA up in Fenimore. CISA is an educational service that all the schools in our area are members of, and there's multiple CISAs across the state, and each school belongs to a CISA, and ours is in Fenimore, and they have a lot of cool services. Teachers go up there a lot for opportunities for professional development and things like that, and then also they also have things like the observatory that we can loan or rent, I should say, and it's free for us to rent it, but we get to borrow it, I guess. Borrow would be a good word. And they have a lot of things too, like I know Mr. Saval, our 6th grade teacher, or maybe Mrs. Dressler a couple years ago, borrowed some like drones that they could, not the flying type, but the driving type, and they were able to like program them and things like that. So it's a very cool service that they have up there, and we always appreciate that. And the observatory is something that we bring in every couple of years, and the kids really seem to like it. Couple trips to the Platteville Mining Museum. We had a very generous donation from the Benton Community Development Corporation, the BCDC, this year, that basically they gave a good amount of money to the Platteville Mining Museum, and the stipulation was that the money had to be used for Benton school trips, and we took advantage of it. We had kids up there a couple times, and very good opportunity for that. So thanks again to the BCDC for their continued support of our district. We had the champion games up in Boscobel, which is a thing put on by CISA again. And UW Platteville kind of helps out with it a lot, too. It's just a nice day for some of our students to go up and enjoy up at Boscobel High School. They have a lot of different things. It's a lot of games, a lot of activities, and it's just a busy day, really cool day for them. So, again, thanks to those places for letting us do that. Fever River Puppeteers, Mr. Voigt and Mrs. Voigt invited some of our students over for a puppet show, and then some of our other students got to come over and learn how to make puppets. Awesome opportunity, and once again, always thankful for their support as well. They've been great to our district. I can't recommend enough going on there and checking out some of the artwork from Fine Arts Night, which was on May 18th. Our students did an awesome job on artwork this year. Mrs. Littlecote had some amazing projects, and they were it was such a cool night, and there was just so much great stuff on display. She also had a cookie decorating station. I don't know where she comes up with this stuff. She's a good one. And but Fine Arts Night was great. The music performances were great. We also had the elementary concert a couple days later. These are all on our YouTube page, by the way. And the elementary concert, I highly recommend. It was very entertaining. It wasn't your typical just singing and walking off the stage concert, which nothing wrong with those, but this one was definitely different. They did a lot of things. They even had like a play, and it was well done. So great job by our students there. So. And then let's see, I'm just rolling through here. What else do we have? What else did we have? We had Nhs Induction. We inducted 4 students into the National Honor Society. And congratulations to those 4. They were Ella Pulfer, Elizabeth Ward, Izzy DeMuth, and Eli Blaine. So again, congratulations to those 4 on their Nhs inductions. We had a fishing trip. Mr. Dressler schedules a fishing trip twice a year, usually one in the fall, one in the spring. And we go down to Apple Canyon, and we have a lot of volunteers that come in and drive our students on boats. We usually have 2 adults and 2 students per boat, and it's a great experience. It's always amazing to hear how many kids we have that have never been on a boat before, and that's their first experience on a boat. We make them, I had students in a boat with me, and we caught a fish, and that neither of them had ever taken a fish off the hook before. So I said, okay, I'll take the first one off each of your hooks, and then the next one you're taking off the hook. And they did it, and it was awesome. And they were a little squirmish about it at first, but they went after it and they got it. So it's a really, really, really good experience, and takes a lot of organizing. So good job, Mr. Dressler, on that. Our second graders had a really cool thing too, where they went to besides all of our field trips. Like I said, we had multiple trips to the zoo in Madison, things like that. Our second graders write to pen pals all year in Shullsburg, and they got to go over to Shullsburg and meet their pen pals. So that was a really cool opportunity there. I do need to give a shout out to 3 alums here: Emma Lawrence, Holden Murphy, and Will Lawrence, who all competed at national track and field. That's awesome. We had 3 students, 3 alumni competing at national track and field in the NCAA, and just crazy. So, and they all had a good day or good performances. I can't tell you exactly where they finished, but still just awesome. So then we had awards nights. Junior high awards night is also kind of 8th grade promotion, and they have a little dance afterwards. Everything went great there. Congratulations to our 8th graders who are now high schoolers, so they moved down the hall to different lockers, but everything else kind of stays the same in Benton. That's just how things work. And then we had our high school awards night. Lot of great, a great showing for this year for our students and all their success. So great job to everybody there. And then as the year wound down, we had a lot of different things going on. Mr. Dressler, again, he had a cool thing in the gym where he had his social studies classes, doing like a tour of the world type deal where they each represented a country, and they had like food from that country that they made, and just information on these big boards, and they had other grades come in and they taught them all about it. We had inflatables on the second to last day. We had them in the lower gym because it wasn't great outside, and it was a blast. We had some awesome inflatables, and the kids had a lot of fun with those. And then, of course, the grand finale at the end of the year here was graduation, and we wish our seniors the best of luck. That graduation ceremony is on our YouTube channel if you missed it, so if you want to watch that, go for it. But yeah, it's always awesome to send off those seniors, and it's just a great time, and we wish them all, like I said, the best of luck. I'm going to go right into next month because why not? There's not a lot on the schedule anyways because it's summer. We do have a lot of summer school stuff on there, and there's a really cool summer school class called Take a Hike, and then there's Little Tykes Take a Hike, where Mrs. Dressler and Mrs. Littlecote, there they are again, take kids on hikes to state parks and other parks in the area. Like I know they're going to where'd they go today? They went to Swiss Valley Nature Preserve, and that was students in like K through 3 or something like that. And then the other kids are going to, I've never heard of this one, Backbone State Park tomorrow, the older kids. So just awesome stuff. And then let's see, I'm just looking through the schedule here. We've got, it's all just little hikes and take a hike and all that. We do have state track, like I said, or not like I said, but coming up here, we're going to talk to a state track participant. On the 3rd and the 4th, that's Friday and Saturday here this week. We have multiple students from Benton going. We are a try-up now with Benton, Scales Mountain, and Shullsburg. It's been a very successful try-up. And actually, we should congratulate the girls on their conference win. And then also, they also won the regional title as well. So congratulations to them on that. But yeah, we have state track coming up, and off the top of my head, I couldn't name you every Benton student that's competing, but we've got multiple up there, and then a couple relays consisting of kids from multiple schools, which is just awesome. And our track practices are really something to behold. People, if you've never seen one, it's quite impressive. You've got students, we got multiple buses coming into the parking lot. The kids offload. Sometimes they get onto a bus and go to a school with a track, and sometimes they practice in the parking lot. It's impressive. So good job by them. And then after that, man, we don't have a lot going on this month. It's summer break, so we hope all of our kids have fun. We have a school board meeting on the 8th. And then after that, man, it's pretty much just all those summer school classes. We've got a lot of other ones on the agenda, too, a lot of other cool summer school classes, and I'll be featuring those on our social media, so make sure you check those out. They're just not listed on the calendar, so I don't see which ones are which. So, but after that, like I said, we'll probably come back here August 1st or September 1st with the next episode. We'll skip a month because there's just nothing really much to talk about. And we'll start getting ready to go into the fall sports and the fall 2022-2023 school year. It'll come up fast. We all know that. So anyways, here we go. We've got an interview here with, and I should go back and just say, last month we did an interview with an alum and an interview with a student. And as I said, I wanted to cut this back a little bit. So I think we're going to not necessarily alternate, but we're going to keep it either to an interview with an alum or an interview with a current student. I guess this one's a mix of both because technically she's an alum now. She graduated the other day, but she's still a student here in the sense that she's still competing. She's at state track here in the next couple days. Kayci Martensen is one of the more decorated athletes to come out of Benton ever, no question about it. If you follow us on social media, you have seen her face a lot. She is a three-time state champion in the cross-country circuit. She took third, I believe, her freshman year. She is a multi-state champion in track and field, and in multiple events, the mile, the 800, and the 2-mile. And the asterisk there is that she didn't get to compete her sophomore year track because of COVID. That shut down the season. So I'm sure she'd have even more, but it's an insane number of state titles that she's brought us. On top of that, she is a great student as well. She was the salutatorian, but we'll let the interview talk and mention all that stuff. So this is our interview with Kayci Martensen, and then after that, that's the end of the podcast. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys all later. All right, here we are joined by Kayci Martensen, who just recently graduated from Benton School District this year, but she's still got a little bit of work left to do. She's got state track coming up in a couple days here, this Friday and Saturday. So you're excited for state track?
Yep, definitely.
So this is your third state track because you didn't have one your sophomore year. I hate to bring that up, but
yeah.
So what events are you going in this year, Kayci?
2 miles Friday, and then the mile and 800 are Saturday.
And that's big having them 2 days this year, right? Because last year you had them all on the same day.
Yeah, that was really hard.
Why was that so hard?
Well, first of all, it was really hot out, so I don't know. Running in the heat's always hard, and then racing 3.5 miles at the state meet is just a lot in one day.
Yeah, and it's not ideal to have it all in one day. It's usually 2 days for those of you that have never been to state track. But last year, for obvious reasons, it was just a 1 day event for each division, and yeah, it was a time crunch, so it was hard to go after those faster times and stuff early on. So is that the plan, Friday, to go after some faster times?
Well, Friday in the 2 mile, it's more just save as much energy as I can for Saturday, since those will be my closer races and like faster races.
Yeah, so, and for those of you that don't know, if you follow us on social media, you probably do know, but Kayci is a multi-time state champion in track and field and also cross country. And what are your plans for next year, Kayci?
I'm going to run cross country and track for Iowa State.
Okay, and what drew you to Iowa State?
I liked everything about Iowa State. I liked the team a lot, and I liked the coaches, and it's just a really nice school.
Mm-hmm. Did you like that smaller? Ames is kind of a smaller town, even though it's a bigger town than Benton, but still. Yeah,
it's like a big school. Like there's like 31,000 students there, but then it's more like a college town instead of a city. So it seemed more like home.
And what's your plans for a major while you're over there?
Kinesiology.
What's kinesiology for those of us that don't know?
It's kind of like anatomy. It's like how your body works and functions.
Mm-hmm. And so is that like a precursor to you want to be like a physical therapist or anything like that? Or
there's a lot of things you can do. I'm not really sure yet. I think once I get farther into my major, I'll figure out what I'll like. But I've looked into physical therapy, athletic training, possibly coaching.
Okay. And besides like your love of running and working out, what drew you to kinesiology? Kinesiology.
It's probably just continuing to work with athletes, mostly.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And you just graduated, and you were the salutatorian, correct?
Yep.
So congratulations on that. As I said to Jackson last month, I apologize that you didn't get any extra days off from everybody else. That was a bummer. What are some of your favorite memories here from Benton? That's a tough one, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll fill in for just a second. I've known Kayci since she was in 3rd grade, and I was the Phi Ed teacher, and she yelled at me one time because we didn't run the pacer on the day that I promised her, and the pacer is the running test, and I had this like 4th or 5th grade girl just yelling at me. I think it's the only time she's ever yelled at anybody because I moved the day of the pacer, and she had practiced and warmed up. So,
yeah.
Sorry to call you out on that. We needed something. Any other good memories or anything you can think of?
Probably just being with my class, since most of us have been here since kindergarten or pre-K. we just got close, I guess.
Yeah.
So just anything with them.
And what are your favorite classes here in high school? What were they?
I think anatomy was my favorite because
Yeah.
it's like kinesiology, and that's what I'm majoring in.
Sure. And then, so you're running cross country and track, or the plan is to in college, obviously. You're going to be a Cyclone. How do you feel about that, being a Hawkeye fan?
I'm not really a Hawkeye fan
There
anymore.
You took the Hawkeye stuff down pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, well, my dad still has it.
Yeah, we're okay with that. We'll let you. I think we'll accept the Iowa State stuff a little bit better than the Hawkeye stuff, so that's good. What were some of the other schools that you looked at?
I looked at University of Iowa, University of Illinois, and University of Wisconsin.
So you were pretty wanting to stay in the Midwest was a pretty good way to put it.
Yeah, I wanted to be like far enough away where I wasn't like still where it didn't feel like I was still living at home, and then close enough where I could come home easily if I wanted to.
Yeah, and like I said, Iowa State's a really cool campus. If you've never been there, people out there listening, it's a really, really nice campus, and I'm looking forward to getting over there and watching you do some cross country and track. I'm sure I'm going to make it over there for a couple races. So, anything else you want to add here, Kayci?
Nope.
Alrighty. Well, good luck at state track this weekend. For those of you that want to follow along, results will be live. I'll be putting them on their social media as well as fast as I can. I can't live stream them because that's against the WIA rules. But Kayci will be running the 2 mile on Friday, and that will probably be later in the night, probably about 6 o'clock, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, the meet doesn't start until 3.
Yeah, and then Saturday she'll be running that mile and that 800, and the mile will probably be about noonish or something like that, I would imagine. But
yeah, that sounds right.
So, alrighty. Well, thanks again, Kayci, and good luck.
Thank you.